Title: The Fractured Horizon. Prologue. The year is 2146. Earth is no longer the cradle of humanity, but a cracked shell, wrapped in megacities that stretch like glass veins across continents. Climate wars, genetic plagues, and runaway AI governance have scarred the planet, yet humans endure. They live among orbiting colonies, mining stations in the asteroid belt, and corporate-ruled cities that rival nations. The frontier is no longer oceans or deserts. It is time itself. Chapter 1. The Echo. The sky above Echelon City glowed with an artificial dawn, the light carefully rationed by orbital mirrors owned by Aurelius Corp, the most powerful conglomerate left on Earth. Kira Solenne, a disavowed physicist once hailed as the brightest mind in temporal mechanics, pressed her palm against a cracked window in her crumbling tower. Below, the city's neon arteries pulsed with restless life. She had been exiled from the Institute 5 years earlier, accused of experimenting with illegal chronotronic drives. Yet her research hadn't stopped. It had only gone deeper underground. That morning, her sensors picked up something impossible. A signal. A burst of data encoded in exotic particles, patterns she had only ever theorized. Information transmitted backward through time. The signature was undeniably her own, stamped with the encryption key she invented years from now. The message was short. "They're coming for the horizon. Don't let them fracture it. Trust no one." And then coordinates. Kira's heart pounded. The horizon. She hadn't spoken that word aloud in years. It was her abandoned project, the Temporal Horizon Engine, a prototype meant to bend the arrow of time itself. It was supposed to be destroyed. Chapter 2. The Hunter. Elsewhere, on the orbital platform Sentinel-9, Commander Dax Wren, a veteran soldier of the AI wars, received his briefing. The mission: intercept a rogue scientist named Kira Solenne. "She's dangerous," the holographic overseer intoned, its voice a calm synthetic tenor. "She is attempting to reactivate Horizon technology. If successful, the linear flow of reality will destabilize. Entire timelines could collapse." Dax had fought rogue machines, insurgent colonies, and bioweapon outbreaks. But this, hunting a woman accused of playing with time itself, felt different. Still, he had his orders. Chapter 3. Fracture. When Dax finally found Kira, it wasn't in a lab. It was at the coordinates from the message. A forgotten subterranean bunker beneath the Pacific Rim, its walls humming with dormant machinery. Inside was the Horizon core, still intact. And worse, it was active. But before he could arrest her, the bunker shook with tremors. A rift tore open in the center of the chamber, and from it stepped something neither of them expected: humans in exosuits, scarred and hardened, carrying weapons decades beyond their time. The intruders looked at Kira and Dax with grim recognition. "You shouldn't be here," their leader said. "We're you, from what's left of the world after Horizon breaks." The premise moving forward. The novel unravels across multiple threads. Kira struggles to understand if her future self can be trusted, or if she's the one who destroys everything. Dax is torn between his mission and the growing realization that the enemy might not be Kira, but the very corporations and AIs he serves. The future soldiers claim to fight for survival, but their presence alone proves the timeline is already fractured. And above it all looms the question: is the Horizon Engine humanity's salvation, or the spark of its final extinction? Each chapter would end on cliffhangers: assassinations inside corporate towers, sabotage in orbiting stations, betrayals within the team, and glimpses of multiple conflicting futures where different choices splinter reality. Chapter 4. Ghosts of Tomorrow. The air in the bunker rippled, as if reality itself were holding its breath. Dust drifted down from the ceiling. The rift pulsed like a wound in the world, its edges glowing with fractal light. Kira stumbled backward, clutching her datapad, her eyes wide. This wasn't supposed to happen, not yet. Commander Dax raised his rifle, the targeting scope flickering red across the lead intruder's helmet. "Identify yourself now." The soldiers didn't flinch. Their armor was battle-scarred but advanced, latticed with shifting nanoplates that absorbed light. The leader removed his helmet, revealing a face that made Dax's grip falter. It was his own, older, worn by years of war. The future Dax's eyes were cold, like steel quenched too many times. Stand down. You don't understand what you're dealing with. The younger Dax's voice was tight. Try me. Future Dax ignored him and turned to Kira. The Horizon Core cannot stay dormant. Something is going to activate it. When it fractures, everything you know will unravel. Cities will vanish. People will flicker out of existence. We're here to stop it. Kira shook her head. That doesn't make sense. If it hasn't fractured yet, then you... She gestured at them wildly. Shouldn't even exist. The intruders exchanged glances. One muttered, She doesn't know. The older Dax's jaw tightened. That's the point. We're the evidence. The fracture already happened. Multiple times. He stepped closer, lowering his helmet under his arm. We've lived through timelines where the core was destroyed. Others where it was weaponized. None of them ended well. We're here to change it for good. Kira's datapad buzzed with another signal. She glanced down. A new fragment of the message appeared, scrambled but urgent. The ones who call themselves saviors are the ones who break it. Don't trust him. Don't trust yourself. Her blood ran cold. The encryption stamp was hers again, from another future. Dax caught the flicker of fear in her eyes. What does it say? She hesitated. If she told him, she risked confirming the soldier's claims. If she lied, she risked something worse. The bunker groaned as the rift widened, its edges splintering into new shapes, like mirrors cracking in slow motion. And through the widening gap, Kira saw buildings, not ruins, not wilderness, but a sprawling metropolis suspended in midair, towers anchored to nothing, their lights shimmering in impossible geometries. A city not of Earth, not of any timeline she recognized. The older Dax followed her gaze. His face darkened. They found us. Who? The younger Dax demanded. The answer came in the form of a piercing, synthetic shriek from the rift. Figures began to emerge, sleek, faceless constructs of glass and steel, their limbs unfolding like blades. Not soldiers, not human. The machines stepped forward with perfect synchronization. Kira whispered, Oh God, they're not from the past. They're not from the future. They're from somewhere else. The rift blazed open, swallowing the bunker in its light. Chapter 5. The Rift War. The bunker drowned in white light. Dax shielded his eyes, heat prickling across his skin as if reality itself were blistering. The sound was worse, a vibration so deep it rattled his bones. When it cleared, the rift yawned like a burning canyon through the air. The machines had fully emerged, angular frames of mirrored alloy, joints bending in ways no human anatomy could match. Their heads were smooth without features, except for a single glowing seam that pulsed like a heartbeat. Future Dax raised his weapon immediately. Fall back! They're Riftborn. Younger Dax snapped at him. What the hell is a Riftborn? They're not supposed to exist in this cycle. The older soldier growled, opening fire. Bolts of plasma lit the chamber, scorching the machine's surfaces. The Riftborn staggered, their mirrored bodies fracturing. But then, like liquid glass, they reformed, shards knitting back together. Kira's mind raced. If these things aren't from our future or past, then they're from another branch. Another outcome entirely. The Riftborn moved with surgical precision, blades unfolding from their arms. One lunged at Kira. She ducked instinctively, feeling the blade slice a lock of her hair clean away. Dax fired a burst that knocked it back, sparks hissing across the bunker floor. Future Dax barked, They're after the core. Keep them away from it. The Horizon Core sat dormant at the center of the chamber, its crystalline surface thrumming faintly, as if eager to awaken. The Riftborn were converging on it like predators scenting prey. Kira scrambled to her datapad, fingers flying across the interface. She tried to initiate a lockdown on the core, but the pad flashed red. Access denied. Someone or something was already linked to it. A Riftborn reached the core, laying its bladed hand against the surface. The core flared, its hum deepening into a resonant throb. The rift above twisted wider, revealing more of the impossible city beyond. No, 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 Kira muttered. She felt a strange pressure in her skull, a whisper not in words but in patterns. Images cascaded into her mind, entire histories crumbling. Civilizations erased, timelines colliding like waves. She jerked back, gasping. It's not just a machine, it's feeding data into the core. blueprints of another reality. Future Dax cursed and slammed a magnetic charge against the Riftborn's chest. The explosion shattered its frame, but the shards slithered back together, twitching like insects. "Bullets and bombs won't cut it," Kira shouted. "They're made of temporal matter. Every time you destroy them, they reassemble from another possible outcome." "English," younger Dax barked, firing another round. "They're unkillable," she snapped. The Riftborn pressed harder against the core. The rift convulsed violently, and Kira glimpsed something massive moving behind the impossible city, a towering shape with dozens of limbs, each as long as skyscrapers, folding and unfolding in rhythms that made her stomach lurch. Future Dax saw it too. His voice was grim, flat. "The architects?" Kira turned sharply. "Who?" The answer came not from him, but from her datapad. Another burst of scrambled text appeared, written in her own encryption. "If they breach, humanity doesn't just lose Earth. We lose existence. Shut the core, even if it means shutting yourself down." Her throat went dry. The message was signed not just with her key, but with her name, written in her own handwriting. Younger Dax noticed her trembling hand. "Kira, what does it say this time?" She looked at him, then at his older self, then at the Riftborn converging, and for the first time she realized the truth. No matter what she chose, someone was already trying to rewrite it. The horizon wasn't just a weapon. It was a battleground for reality itself. The core's hum climbed higher, and the rift widened until the ceiling split apart. Night sky spilled in, but the stars above were wrong. Constellations rearranged into unfamiliar maps. Dax grabbed Kira's arm. "We're leaving, now." Future Dax snarled. "No, if you run you condemn everything. The core must be destroyed here tonight." The machines advanced. The bunker shook. And between the two men, the man Kira had just met, and the man he was destined to become, she had to choose.